Hey, what's up guys? It's Goose Salesman here. I'm currently making myself a quick little highlights video for the latest Noble Room in Hell 2 update, as they released a brand new update to replicate the feeling of Noble Room in Hell 1 with the pacing, the movement, and the melee now, with the melee weapons added here now, in which I personally feel like it's not exactly doing just bets in a replicate it. So I decided to make myself a quick little highlights of between gameplay in Noble Room in Hell 1 and 2 to showcase and pinpoint the differences between the two, and try to give some pointers to potential areas where to go potentially fix when it comes to Noble Room in Hell 2. So let's get right down into it. This is completely all improv. I am not running by a script. I'm just sitting on my behind on a chair and recording as I'm staring at the footage right now as it's playing before my very eyes. But yeah, either way, for a test for Noble Room in Hell 1, I'm going to be testing the weapons for the melee for with the baseball bat and the sledgehammer. In Noble Room in Hell 2, I'm going to be starting off with 3 melee weapons, which is going to be a baseball bat, a cleaver, and a mallet, which you should be able to see within my inventory right now. Also, I'm going to be running a few perks as well, as you pretty much see right now. One is Headhunter, which increases damage to headshots, and the other one is going to be Hitman, which increases the stamina used for one-handed melee weapons, but increases the damage that it does. Also wanted to keep in mind that perks have been updated, so that way they're a little bit less changing gameplay. Either way, we just got ourselves off of the first spawn of Lewiston, and as you can see in the streets, there's not many Zeds that are pretty much roaming about. You're probably seeing around like 5 or 6 right now, as we just got out to the open street. But as I begin to roam about and stay in the concentrated area, you start to see more of them begin to spawn around me. As we begin trying to circle around them, try to dodge away from them, you see more and more and more until eventually a horde begins to form right behind me. So I run backside the safe house, try to jump over the barricades. Oh god, they're onto me now. What am I going to do? Hear window break. And as you can see, they begin to flood onto me. So at this point, the horde is currently concentrated in my position, around 15 now. So I begin running through the back. And I begin noticing there are no zombies, because the game currently still thinks I'm being chased right now, so they're concentrating the they basically stop the spawning of the Zeds temporarily. But as I pass by his coffins, they begin to dynamically spawn. Now keep in mind, it takes a while before they can eventually get up and begin to attack me, which I take advantage. Now, which I switch over to Noble Room in Hell 1. As you can see here, as I'm pretty much approaching outside out of the subway into the main street of Chinatown, there's already zombies that already spawned in roaming about. There are no dynamic spawns. Well, basically not spawns where you jump out from coffins or fall from rooftops. But the pace is a bit different here with the spawning. As I'm going through the alleyway, there's no zombies right in front of me. But as we begin to approach this gun store, there's already a huge cluster standing right in front of me, in which it gives me a moment to know to gawk and stare at them. But I start formulating a plan going like, okay, I need to try to go off to the side here. So I swat the zombie. I'm gonna start panicking a bit because I actually nearly got caught by him. So instead of me running towards directly to my objective, I have to move around it. And just our showcase as well for movement-wise, I had a lot of items in my inventory. Yeah, I was moving faster as I am here in 2 within combat. As you can see here, the light melee attacks are pretty fast, pretty similar, I would say, to the first one, but they're still sluggish. However, I constantly left click, swing in the same direction, the game punishes me, and my swings are a lot slower. So, which I have ourselves heavy attacks here, try to demonstrate that. 2 zombies. Switch over to light attack here. As you see, my light attack is a lot faster than my heavier attack as I try to hit it overhead. Over here, we got ourselves an armored zombie. Going to showcase with the new time to kill now. So that's 2 hits to the helmet with the police zombie. That is a body shot. So that's 2 hits to the helmet and 1 on the body right now. Hold for heavy attack. That's another body shot. Hold for heavy attack. That is yet another body shot. It says 3 body shots, 2 helmet. Okay, 3 helmet, 3 body shots. And now the zombies are beginning to start to crowd around me. But as I do a heavy attack, bam, now he's finally dead. That's how long it takes for a time to kill. And we're going to try to demonstrate it now with these other zombies who are unarmored. Overhead, that's 1 hit. That's another hit. Accidental body hit. But as you can see here, the time to kill takes a lot longer now on melee weapons. You are now looking at like roughly... Ooh, Jesus. Oh, he hit me even before I even made contact with him for the melee weapon. That's something you do see occasionally here and there in No More Hell 2 compared to 1. By the way, which I compare and contrast when it comes to No More Hell 1 melee weapons, specifically the baseball bat. So you can see the light attacks are pretty fast, but the thing you're going to notice here in particular, as I click on left click for the swing, there's anticipation. There's this sort of like, as soon as I let go of the left click, it doesn't immediately hit the enemy. There's sort of like a little anticipation between the attacks. And as you can see here, this is with a lighter melee weapon. You expect to be a lot faster, but instead, it feels very sluggish and slow, just like the baseball bat. All the weapons in its current state right now feel the same in No More Hell 2. And I find that really problematic in my opinion. Even with the overhead here, it still takes a very, very long time. Look at that. That's a whole solid 2 seconds just in order to charge up your attack. And switch over to light attacks here with the mallet, just like that. It took another like 1.5 seconds. And if I were to miss that by any chance, I will pay the price. And in my opinion, that's very frustrating. Do you think it'd be different with a bladed weapon than a cleaver? No, it's not. Practically the animations are pretty much the same between the mallet and the cleaver. Despite this being a tier 2 weapon, compared to tier 1 melee weapon with the mallet, it still roughly feels the same. So you may think if we switch over to the heavier melee weapon, that'll be a bit different with Sledgehammer with No More Hell 1. It kind of does. It feels a lot more heavier to use. Even the light attacks there are a lot more heavier in a swing, but the timing of it is a lot easier to predict compared to the second one. Because how it works in No More Hell 2 is that you have to hold down your left click for the heavy attack, which takes a very, very, very long time, as you've seen. And as soon as you let go, it instantaneously attack. There is no anticipation. However, when it comes to these animations, No More Hell 1, I do have to anticipate between the attacks. Which you can see I'm getting the rhythm and trying to correctly hit them in the head. So as soon as I click left click right there, as the animation starts, it takes like around 0.5 seconds in order to make contact with the zombie's head. Oh, and also another thing which I point out here as I'm heading inside the indoor building right now. There's no zombies. It's a lot more calm here. The pacing with the zombie spawns, in my opinion, feels a little bit more consistent. And as you see there, pretty much me pointing out as I'm spinning around with a gas can, I cannot head directly to my objective because there's zombies blocking my way. It wouldn't have been viable for me. So pretty much I have to make my own way around the zombies towards the generator. As I go through here, oh, there's already 2 runners onto me, so I'm making a run for it. Keep in mind, my inventory is like 3/4 used up right now, but I'm still moving pretty fast. Oh, there's another child. Oh, get sourced. Let's go. Nothing like swinging against a child and does absolutely no damage, but there's still hitbox. You know, it still makes contact with the hitbox. So at this point, I'm being chased by, it looks to be 3 runners and 3 kids. Oh no, it's 4 runners. So you see yourself combat here, me facing against a total of 7 runners pretty much in No More Hell 1. But because of the way how I'm able to correctly time it, it's a lot easier for me to predict and to engage with these combatants, with these runners. So I'm not really having much of a fight with the controls because I'm able to understand the game's rhythm of the movement. And not only that, but also while the runners are coming up to me, as you can see there, as I'm backing away, after I do a swing, I can still fight back. You know, I can still, not fight back, sorry. I can still give myself enough room to breathe. But yeah, now the streets feel crowded again, despite there pretty much only being not that many zombies. But there is some pauses when it comes to No More Hell 2, specifically with Lewiston when I'm over at the finale, right? As you see here, I'm just gonna have this completely unedited gameplay footage here where there's a ton of zombies spawning. At this point, we've been staying in this area for around 2 minutes trying to solve the finale, and just like that, there's already a total of like 15 zombies crowding on that one guy, who is now deceased, gone. As, in order to tell you guys as well, in case anybody's curious, this is on Nightmare, the hardest difficulty, compared to No More Hell 1, which is on Classic, the regular difficulty per se. And the difference is quite astronomical. Because when the game works, it feels right. It does feel like a proper sequel. So there's more and more chaos pretty much happening here. There's one of my dead bites turned to a zombie. You see a bunch of like a horde of zombies coming out from the doorway, coming out from beyond the fog, which looks super cool, I'm not gonna lie. But as you can see here, it's a lot more hectic. And this is my opinion where I feel like where their theories of wanting to replicate No More in Hell 1 kind of shines here. Despite my walking speed feeling way too sluggish, way too slow in my opinion, in combat scenarios like this, it feels kind of like No More in Hell 1 except slightly improved. Like I can see there's improvements glimmering here, but it only works when a zombie spawns like this where it feels like they're shoulder to shoulder and like they're surrounding me left and right. Also, something we're going to note as well here, I am running directly into the zombies in Normal Hell 2 compared to 1 where I'm like actively dodging. Because now I can pretty much slightly control the horde a lot better than I did before. So I can just shove her back, I can run her around, and they're a lot easier to manage. So there's like a zombie in my way, it's not like a do or die scenario, I can just quickly kick them away. And there is a crap ton of zombies in that staircase, oh my god. But yeah, we're currently just waiting for the assembly, so I'm just killing time right now. Oh, nothing like hitting him with a light attack, but still getting hit. Let's go. Feeling pretty good, not gonna lie. Nice kick. If you're gonna tell I'm a pro gamer in this game. Flawless gameplay as expected. Oh, I got hit again. Let's go. God bless. What an amazing game. Oh my god. But something I want to try to say as well that I want to try showcase and compare and contrast. Notice the movement here. As I'm running versus walking. Walking in No More in Hell 1 is faster than No More in Hell 2, but running is like the same. It feels very weird, where it's like I want to run everywhere in No More in Hell 2 because how slow I move, especially how fast the zombies move up towards me. Yeah, pretty much now I'm carrying myself the engine, moving on towards the boat. And in my opinion, right now I'm panicking. I'm like panicking as these zombies are like moving all about and sort of surrounding me. Around inside the boathouse. And there's someone in the god spot. That's so awesome. But yeah, so we're pretty much going to try and wrap up here. That was pretty much the comparison between the melee of the first and second one. I want to try to sort of like recap all my thoughts, how I personally feel. Between the differences of 1 and 2, what I like about 1, what I like about 2, but also dislike between, I guess also I kind of dislike what 2 is doing. Specifically when it comes to the melee weapons, with the Normal Hell 2, the one-handed weapons, bladed, blunt, and double-handed weapons all unfortunately feel the same, where when it comes to heavy attacks, they have this sort of very, very slow 2 to 3 second build-up in order to build up for the heavy attack, but as soon as you let go of the left click, it instantaneously attacks. So you sort of like, it doesn't have that anticipation, and it feels kind of robotic. It feels very floaty, and it feels very, I can't describe it more than just very mechanical. It feels very strange. Whereas when it comes to Normal Hell 1, even if you do yourself, let's say a light attack or heavy attack, there's that sort of anticipation and inertia between the attacks, in which you can basically anticipate it. Where basically as soon as I let go of the left click, it takes me like 0.5 seconds to a second consistently in order to attack the enemies, the zombies in this case. Normal Hell 2, it feels very erratic and strange, where light attacks, if you're able to do left click, right click, the game rewards you if you do left click and right click, basically flip-flop between those two buttons by giving you, like a left swing and right swing, they attack faster. And they feel pretty much right for light attacks. But when it comes to heavy attacks, it takes you like 2-3 whole seconds in order to attack, and then attack again, and then attack again. And even if you were to switch from heavy attack to left click, for example, like a heavy attack to light attack, sometimes it consistently takes 1.5 seconds to 3 seconds again. Because it's like treating you as if you're swinging the wrong way, or in this case, if you constantly swing left click. Again, the weapons also feel very much the same as you pretty much saw within the gameplay. The mallet, the cleaver, and the baseball bat. They pretty much mechanically all work way too similar, in my opinion, compared to No More in Hell 1, where, for example, when I was utilizing the hatchet, the range of the hatchet was super low. It was very, 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 like, you had to be up in their face and or swing at them in order to actually get hits. And what you saw me actually pretty much take a hit before when I was trying to attack them. But yeah, a few things that honestly I want them to see change and I guess sort of remain consistent. The reason why I feel like No More in Hell 1 works with its movement and zombie spawns is because the zombies kind of work as a moving maze, a moving wall in which I have to constantly look for openings or create my own openings or risk getting myself completely screwed up. I mean, like, I get grappled, I get bit, and then I get clawed at, and then I would be dead within a matter of seconds. Compared to No More in Hell 2, where I have a lot more control with the wall. Feels like I'm not being closed in by brick walls, I'm being closed in by dry walls, where I can just easily bash through one of them or two of them and just move on out through the other side. They carry a little bit less of a threat, and especially with a lot of players, what are currently the new meta right now is to just speed run throughout the entire game. It's more in No More in Hell 1 with the way how the spawns work, where they just sort of spawn in the open street when you're not looking at them. And, you know, they don't come out from coffins. They take like 5 whole seconds before they're technically in the game and they can actually swipe at you. They pretty much pose a lot more of a threat, even if I were to begin running from one side of the map to the next. In No More in Hell 2, it feels like 50 to 60% of the spawns, they spawn on a street, and then the rest, they come from rooftops and, you know, from coffins. And now with the current slowed down movement, it's going to be harder for hordes in order to sort of be created and, you know, cluster up compared to how it is in No More in Hell 1, where the hordes already exist. Or if they don't exist, they're pretty much already spread out, but they can easily formulate as they pretty much begin slowly moving, crawling towards me. So yeah, currently, you're going to see commonly with the No More in Hell 2, a lot of players are just going to begin splitting off, they're going to begin speed running, because the faster you move, the less threats you're going to face. And if you combine that with guns, where why should I take myself, let's say, 8 seconds, 10 seconds to kill one zombie or 2 zombies, when instead I could just left click and instantaneously kill a Zed and just keep on moving. That's the reason why a lot of players are now commonly more leaning towards guns, and unfortunately the leg meta is right now bigger than ever, because why again do you want to kill a zombie? Actually, no, if you want to kill a zombie, shoot him in the head. If you want to keep them alive and, you know, basically delay the spawns, just shoot him in the leg, and there you go, you got yourself a bunch of crawlers, which serve absolutely no threat. You can't do this in No More in Hell 1. No More in Hell 2, as well, body shots when it comes to guns, they die within like 2 to 3 revolver shots in the body. No More in Hell 1, body shots with any gun sucks. Like, a zombie's able to sometimes tank an entire buckshot shotgun shell directly in the chest like it's nothing. In No More in Hell 2, they are almost guaranteed to die and also kill a few other people. Also, in order to showcase as well, the M14 No More in Hell 2, with certain perks, you can one-shot 4 Zeds that are lined up directly in the chest. That's how OP the guns are in this game, compared to melee. Which is very, very frustrating, in my opinion, I personally find, because guns in No More in Hell 1, they feel like the last resort. You always have to be finding yourself ammo. It's very difficult, usually, to find yourself ammo. And you're always sort of like, you always pull out the gun where it's like, oh, it's a runner after me, oh, it's a kid after me, or like, I'm about to be cornered, it's now, you know, run and gun time. Compared to No More in Hell 2, where consistently, just like nefarious gameplay you saw in the background, everyone's using guns. There's always at least one person in the lobby that just consistently is using a gun 24/7. And I feel like that's kind of problematic gameplay-wise, because people are not using guns. People are using guns because it's just way more viable and way more fun currently than melee weapons. Melee weapons, first time I tried this and played for this update, I was playing on Broadway. And I was so frustrated. I was like basically shouting at myself, going like, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, that's great. I just got swiped. Why can't you move? Attack, attack, attack. I'm like basically yelling at the screen saying like, attack the zombie, please, please. But no such luck. No such luck. It was so bad that late in my first game, I was just telling everybody and to myself, dude, I want to uninstall this game. I do not want to play this because melee weapons, I'm a person who usually I'm consistently use melee weapons, especially heavy melee weapons. but I usually like to use a diverse variety of whatever I can grab my hands on. It's not fun to use. And melee weapons are a fallback. Melee weapons are a guarantee. Sooner or later, when you run out of ammo for guns, you have to use a melee weapon. If it's not fun to use it, then people are just going to use guns. And people are already doing that as we speak. I mean, that's pretty much the meta right now. That's what people do. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. It's probably strewn about and it's kind of all over the place. I sincerely do apologize for that, but hopefully you guys can roughly make sense to it all. And hopefully you can formulate your own opinions. Tell me within your posts down below what your opinions are, whether you agree, disagree, potential changes you would like to potentially see. Personally, for me, I would like to see the walking speed increase. The running speed kind of remain the same, maybe a slightly increase, very, very small margin. But the melee, honestly, I feel like it'll be way better it's reverted back to the original. But yeah, tell me your thoughts down below. Thank you guys for checking out the video, and that's all I got.